You're watching K2 News on Digital.
Welcome into today's digital newscast, everybody. I'm Noelle Ford, and I have Victor Park here with me to talk about his story today and what he's working on. So, Victor, really happy to have you here today.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
And then tell us a little bit about what you're working on. I know it's something to do with Portland Fire and Rescue and the funding for their chat teams.
Yeah, so CHAT, which stands for Community Health Assess and Treat, is a program that a lot of firefighters rely on. Basically, if a person is suffering from some kind of health issue that is non-emergency, that doesn't require a paramedic, a CHAT will respond to that and take care of the situation. A lot of times also they deal with like drug overdoses and other things. And so they are funded by a grant from CARE Oregon. The problem is that grant is running out. So they're running out of money to fund this, and they're trying to look for other ways to fund it, and they don't know yet. So that is the issue that's happening right now, and again, a lot of firefighters rely on this. Local businesses rely on it too, because some of these businesses need that kind of response. So we're going to be talking to some people and some people from the fire department later today.
Yeah, and I know, they launched their overdose response team recently with the chat program as well. So, they're doing a lot of stuff over at the fire department, especially with that overdose response team. We were just mentioning it earlier, Victor. They have follow-up with people that they treat as well. So it would be really hard to lose that.
Yeah, and that's what's very unique about this is the fact that, like you said, they follow up on those people, making sure they're getting the help that they need. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so what are your plans today? Like, who do you plan to speak to about this and finding out, where we're going to get the funding from?
So we have some contacts with some people from the fire department who work directly with CHAT. So we plan to talk to them. We're going to be knocking around and talking to some businesses and asking them what do they think about this and how it helps them. So it's going to really paint a picture of how important this is for the community.
Yeah, it's going to be a great story. We are looking out for that. So thank you so much for that, Victor. And actually, that brings me to the next story we're going to talk about today. We're going to bring in another guest host today, Wesley Ogle. She was on yesterday, but yesterday, Governor Tina Kotek signed a major bill, House Bill 4002. Concerns, though, about how it is going to roll out. I mean, there's a lot to break down with this bill, Wesley.
Yes, there is. Hello, everybody.
Hi. So let's get right into it.
Victor.
Oh, of course. So wait, I thought you were saying thank you to me. I don't know what I'm doing.
Thank you for having me on again.
Of course.
I guess I didn't mess up enough yesterday.
No, you did amazing.
So you invited me back.
So let's talk about this House bill that Governor Kotek signed. I know we are all waiting.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I know. This has been a saga since 2020, since Measure 110 was approved by voters, and obviously you all know the background with that. So yes, now 4002 has been signed by the governor, so it is law now, but this doesn't really go into it goes into effect now, but trying to think of a way to say this. These arrests are probably not going to start happening until September 1st. All right, you can see there on the screen.
Couple of little bullets up there for you, Wes.
So they've actually made a new misdemeanor for this law. So if you are caught with small amounts of hard drugs, you can either opt for treatment if the county that you're in has included that as an option, or you could spend time in jail, varying amounts of jail time here, but up to 6 months. And that's going to be a choice of what you want to do. We do have some reaction to this.
Yeah,
if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about some of the reaction. So what I wanted to talk about today was like some of the reaction and then some of the enforcement as well, because I think that those are both really important topics.
A couple issues here.
So let's talk about the lawmaker response and some of the reactions. So this is from House Republican leader. You read this earlier, Wesley. Let's pull this up over here.
Yeah, this is from Jeff Helfrich. So he said, Republicans stood united and forced Democrats to do what Oregonians demanded, recriminalize drugs. Make no mistake, this bill is not enough to undo the disaster of Measure 110. House Republicans are ready to continue the work we started and bring real change to Salem in the next session. So, this is passed with bipartisan support, but there are lawmakers on both sides, Republicans and Democrats, who do have problems with it. That's one of the problems. A lot of Republicans say this doesn't go far enough.
And then Democrats are kind of saying the opposite, though, Wesley. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
I just think it's
fine.
so interesting that, one side is saying one thing, the other, and it's just like completely, different issues that they have with it. So
yeah. So one Democrat who We heard from, actually, this isn't a brand new quote, but this is from when the Senate passed this bill last month. Senator James Manning Jr. said, quote, "I do agree that those who are out there peddling must face harsher punishment for peddling poison. But to say we are going to treat you by locking you up is not rehabilitation." So that's from the Democrat side. And then I just want to talk about, the people who are actually going to be carrying out this new law, the cops. So we talked to the Portland Police Association. That's the Portland Police Union. We talked to their president, and he's pretty positive about this. I mean, they've been asking for this. They want something that gives them more teeth to be able to arrest people and prosecute them. Well, they don't prosecute them, but arrest people.
Yeah,
for
some more tools to get there.
Having these hard drugs.
I have what we got from Portland Police. So yeah, let's listen to what they said.
Cool.
Under Measure 110, we could not abate those disruptions. Now we can. The relationship between providers and law enforcement is the pathway forward. And if it doesn't exist, if people don't want to work together, this won't work.
Yeah, you hear that he talks about that relationship between everyone. We all need to work together to get this done.
And that leads into kind of the issues, the major concerns with rolling this out, because you heard him say that so many different departments and people have to work together to make this happen. So there are some major concerns about actually rolling this out. So we have shortages on both sides of this. We have shortages with treatment beds, and also we've had this massive public defender shortage. So here's some numbers up here. There are 2,800 cases right now that are pending of people who do not have attorneys. Half of those are actually felonies. So we need 1,300 more public defenders in Oregon. Just right now, this is before this new law would even come into play and bring in even more misdemeanors. And then when we're talking about treatment centers, we definitely need more of those. Now, Multnomah County does plan to open they're going to build a new detox center to open by 2025. So that's something that we're going to be tracking really closely. Governor Kotek is aware that we have these shortages. She acknowledged them. She said that building up the state's programs that provide a path to treatment must be prioritized. So we're going to be watching that closely and hope that those things happen. But September 1st is when this is all supposed to start.
So soon,
and it's only 5 months away, and it's a little scary and daunting task.
Yeah, and it's like
they're gonna be able to do
two different things, the public defender shortage and then the lack of resources. So we have a lot of work to do before that goes into effect. Thank you so much for speaking with us today, Wesley. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me back on.
And then my next story for you this morning. So we're going to talk about something that may affect some people's travel plans over the summer. So United is telling some of their pilots to voluntarily take time off. They're being given the option. So this has been making headlines. Again, it is voluntary, but it's unpaid time off. Because the airline is waiting for shipments from Boeing, Wesley. They're waiting for the planes. They haven't gotten them yet. Even some of the ones that United has ordered, they haven't even been cleared by the FAA just yet. So this is having some major issues there. United says there should be plenty of volunteers. Their pilots are not going to lose benefits. But I mean, this could extend into the summer, into the fall. They haven't announced, what specific flights are going to be canceled. But I mean, you can expect there to be multiple flights to be canceled.
People now are traveling so much, and summer's coming up, so this could cause a big problem.
And it was pretty ironic because it's supposed to be United's most busy summer in decades, and it's not. It's not going to happen there, so not fun. And this is also not a fun story, Wesley. We read this this morning. I know, but the next one is going to be a little bit better, so just stick with me here. Data shows that if you want to comfortably afford a home, you're going to need a 6-figure salary. Yeah. Even even more than the national average, though, here in Oregon and in Washington. So
guess I'm never buying a house.
No, we're never buying a house. In 22 states, buyers need to earn more than $100,000 to afford a median price house. So just middle of the road house there. Yeah. Experts point to a few things. So kind of stagnating wages is one of them. The low supply of houses, which, I mean, we've talked about a lot here in Oregon. So a lot of different issues. Let's see what they said.
Those interest rates.
Everything.
We had a substantial price increase in the past 3 years, about 30-40% price gain in many parts of the country, way outpacing people's income growth, and that is not a healthy development.
I love the way he said,
it's
not healthy. No, it's not healthy at all. It's not healthy for our wallets. It's really just not healthy for anyone here. But
lifelong renter right here.
Looking at the Oregon and Washington numbers. So in Oregon, you need to earn almost $130,000 a year for a home. Then in Washington, $150,000 a year. Yeah, so a lot of money. A lot of money to fly, a lot of money to buy a house.
Well, and then also the thing you think about too, like who as a single person makes that at all?
Nobody.
I mean, even two people making that together is ridiculous. But you're never like.
Yeah.
This means you have to live with somebody.
Essentially, yeah, or make like $250,000 or something like that.
Where did our
so.
independence go?
Well, listen, if you want to make a lot of money quickly, play the Powerball, Wesley,
that's
because let me show you the amount it is up to right now. I can't even, so $1.09 billion. I can't even like picture what you would do with all that money.
You'd buy a house, Noelle.
Yeah, you would actually. You would have enough to buy a house.
When's the next drawing?
The
there one
next
yesterday?
drawing, the next drawing is
Probably tomorrow?
on Wednesday night, so tomorrow night.
Yeah.
39 consecutive drawings without a jackpot winner. So it's been a
big one.
while.
Yeah.
Been some time there. Well, thank you, Wesley.
Yes,
We're
so
going
glad we ended
to
on a
switch
good
out
story.
really quick. Yeah, I just need to end with some positivity there. So
With the real star of the show. who's
yeah,
coming
Joe
on here.
English, come here. He's been waiting for his chance to tell us the weather. But Joe has some good news for today, at least, Joe.
I just bought my lottery ticket.
Did you really? All right.
No, my losing ticket from last night. I threw that away, so I'll go get another one.
So if we don't see Joe at work, he won the lottery. So
Yeah.
you know why.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll take all of you with me if we win
Oh,
that
all
much.
right.
And
Yeah,
it's
let's
just an
go, yeah.
ungodly amount of, I can't even imagine that kind of money. That's ridiculous.
That's what
gets
I'm
to that point,
saying.
But we kind of win the lottery with the weather today.
Yeah.
And did over Easter weekend. And we see that sunshine. Let's talk weather makers. High pressure is our weather maker once again for Tuesday, putting us up into the low to mid 70s for highs. So that's about 10, 15 degrees warmer than it typically would be. That is going to come to an abrupt halt, though, as we get into Wednesday, as we see a cold front move through overnight tonight. One thing, I was just looking at my phone. I don't want to put down the weather apps on the phone too much, but it says on my phone a 50% chance of rain for today and a high of 72.
Joe,
But that's
my
not
phone
the
always
case.
says it's raining.
Yes.
Every single time. I swear, it'll be like every day the phone app says it's raining. So, you can put down the weather app there.
If there's any chance at all, and what's going to happen is close to midnight tonight, we see some rain moving in. So it picks that up, and then it says, oh, there's going to be rain today. So that's why it might say that on your phone. But you get sunshine all day Tuesday. Then you get the rain, some showers, much cooler temperatures as we get into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday in the low 50s. So that's even below typical for this time of year. So we go from about 10, 15 degrees warmer than average to about 10 degrees cooler than average, just like that.
A roller coaster.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Joe, I guess we're all going to have to get outside and enjoy the sunshine today while we can.
Do it today. Yeah, you're not going to see much of it for a while.
All right. Well, thank you so much for speaking with us today, Joe, and thank you all for watching. We'll be back here at 11 for our next digital show. Have a great day, everyone.
This has been a K2 News Digicast. K2 News is on your side.